Hey everyone, how's it going? I hope you guys are having a good one. And today I'm going to be giving my humble Normie review of Dexter Resurrection, the latest in the Dexter series. Now, this is the sequel to New Blood, and I guess you can say Original Sin, but I'm going to say New Blood because honestly, I didn't watch Original Sin, and I don't feel like I missed much. I know there's certain elements from Original Sin that were in can't like made cameos in the show, but I think you could probably watch this show without watching Original Sin. But if you watch New Blood, Dexter's story kind of probably made you feel angry or confused. Kind of like myself, I did not like the ending to Dexter New Blood. Some people might have felt okay with it, but I think that this show definitely got people talking in all the right ways. And we're going to go ahead and get into why. Now, Dexter Resurrection was developed by Clyde Phillips, and we see this pick up just weeks after the events of New Blood. Dexter is in a 10-week coma. He ends up waking up. He's still wounded from the gunshot wound inflicted by Harrison. He is having to go through physical therapy. Batista shows up. He finds out that Harrison's in New York City, and later on in the show, all the hunts and everything he goes on become a little bit more personal. Now, I think the cast of this show it was done really well. They have a lot of the heavy hitters. Michael C. Hall, obviously, playing as Dexter. You have Uma Thurman, who looks freaking fantastic in this show. You have Peter Dinklage, who does a great job playing the character that he plays. Kristen Ritter, Neil Patrick Harris, a lot of great actors in this show. I don't think there was anybody in the show that I did uh, not like. You know what I mean? I felt like with New Blood, a lot of the characters were very forgettable. I didn't really feel that way with this one, which is such a good sign for the show. Now, Michael C. Hall, as usual, does a great job being charming and sinister and all that stuff as Dexter, right? And with the show itself, it kind of dips back into this suspense and this darkness, this dry humor, the moral ambiguity that made Dexter addictive in the first place. But this one also leans more into the father son conflict. There's a lot more emotional stakes, the cost of this dark life that he carries with him. It feels pretty familiar, and it's a lot more well done, in my opinion. Than it was in New Blood. It felt like with their relationship, Harrison and Dexter's relationship in New Blood was a lot more volatile. Obviously Harrison was trying to find out if anything was wrong with him, but it just kind of seemed like he was fine one minute, and then the next minute he was just like going batshit, or he's angry about something. It was just, I don't know. That really annoyed me personally. But in terms of the story and everything and the pacing, I think that um, the plot threads of Harrison kind of being absent the first couple of episodes, not from the show, but from Dexter himself, and Batista returning, and the setting in New York City, I think were done very well. I think the pacing balances the slow burn with the good jolts of action and everything, and the revelations that they showcase. Because there are a couple of times in the show where it's just kind of like, okay, like how much longer is this going to go on? But then it's kind of weaved in together with something else. I didn't really feel like there was anything put in there to just be put in there. Now, some episodes, especially the ones later on, they hit a little bit harder emotionally, especially episode 9. But yeah, I think they did a really good job with the story. Now, the supporting cast and the villains in this show are really amazing. It brings a lot more of mystery and menace to the Dexter universe. I feel like, and it makes the world feel a little larger. The Dexter world feel larger. With Prater, who's played by Peter Dinklage, he's a really good character because his persona outwardly is this, this guy who donates all this money to people, to organizations. He helps people. He's basically the altruist, right? He's always there helping people, but we do know he has some ulterior motives with certain people, and behind closed doors, he's obsessed with serial killers, which is how Dexter is able to get into the life of Prater. I'm not going to go into any spoilers or anything, but Dexter also, when he meets these serial killers, he's faced with certain challenges, ideological challenges and stuff. And when he realizes that he's kind of the only one with this code to take out people who hurt innocent people, in realizing he's kind of the only one with this code, it's kind of sad in a way because even though he has the same um, dark passenger as these other people, his dark passenger is actually uh, fighting for justice where they're fighting for themselves, for selfish reasons. And it's a little sad to kind of think about him having to, he's not really having to, but him being alone in that regard. Because with Lady Vengeance, he thought that maybe, just maybe, she was like him. Now, there are a couple of things in the show that are kind of like explained away poorly and just kind of swept under the rug, to kind of make the rest of the show make sense. And a lot of it is just trying to, I feel like, get New Blood out of the way so they can focus on Dexter going forward. A lot of people had a problem with New Blood, some of the things that happened in New Blood, and things were just kind of explained away, like I said. One of the things that didn't really make sense to me was um, the officer lady, his girlfriend in New Blood. She was very like adamant on capturing Dexter, and she has a strong sense of justice. And at the beginning of the show for Resurrection, there's a moth in here. But at the beginning of the show, gotcha. I have conquered the dastardly moth. But at the beginning of the show, she like sends one of the other cops, that was, well, I guess the only cop left, who's now the sheriff. He was the I think his name was Teddy, but he was the cop with the mustache. He's like, oh, here, like, this is from, I think her name was Angela, but we'll say female cop, or lady cop. Lady cop wanted me to give you this. She left town with her daughter, and it was a picture of her and her friend that was missing, and we found out was killed. And at the back of the note, it read, "Now we're even," which again, it didn't really make sense for the character. There's a lot of other things kind of like that were kind of like, oh, I don't know about that. Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? But it doesn't hurt this show at all. Now, Dexter Resurrection is more than just fan service, in my opinion. I think that this is it's a true resurrection of the show, uh, which is funny. Dexter Resurrection, right? But it brings back what made the original great. It brings back the dark humor. It brings back the moral dilemmas. It brings back the horror, right? And it also adds more maturity. It adds more reflection. It has the renewed stakes with the involvement of Harrison. In the show, Dexter says that he doesn't feel love like normal people do. But when he looks at Harrison and thinks about Harrison, he knows that what he is feeling is unique to him. It's different to him. And that adds a new level to Dexter's character. This show, it shows that Dexter, he still has something to do. He still has something to say. He still has these demons he has to grapple with. He still has a hunt that matters. And for fans of the original, I think this provides a lot more satisfaction. I think for the newer viewers, it can be intense and a really well crafted crime drama. And I think if there's one other criticism of the show is it's set a really high bar. The show is really good. I think if I were to give this a rating, it would probably be like an 8.7 to a 9.2. I really liked this show. It if I didn't watch this, like binge watch it, if I was watching this episodically for like waiting for every week, it would be like on the same level of Game of Thrones was. Like I could not wait for the next episode. I couldn't wait for the next season, and that's how I feel with this show. And I don't have a lot of shows that are like that right now. The only other show really was Dragon Ball. Like I that was the last show I think, if I can remember off the top of my head. But this is one of those shows that I am super stoked for. I think they did a phenomenal job with it, and I highly recommend the show. And this is just my humble Normie opinion. But let me know in the comments what you guys think about this. Did you like the show? Are you patiently waiting to get to the show? Because I will say, New Blood is just a little meh, but Resurrection is a winner for sure. So you have that to look forward to, I promise. But if you liked the video, please leave a like. If you did not like the video, thank you for watching for so long. Hopefully one day I will earn your support. Please subscribe if you'd like to. I do all this for fun. I kind of just talk about whatever I find interesting. Um, but I am still trying to figure out exactly what it is and how I want to do things on this channel. But again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.